I'll be back from there. I gotta pause this video in the back. Okay, so as I said before, last couple of days dealing with this individual, and like I said, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my company at all costs. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crows1176 Technology Screens. If I didn't say that already, if I did, hoo-ha. Anyway, so like I said, one of the things when you own your own company, your own business, something you worked hard to build from the ground up, you will defend your company at all costs, which means you will be to back your product up on every level whatsoever. And you do it the right way, you don't cut corners. One of the problems that we've had with this individual is the fact that he will do all kinds of cheap tactics, anything you could possibly think of to try to make his product look good or to lie and make it look like his product is doing something that it's not. One of the things we just first discovered, like I said, cancellations of orders, getting the screen paint down here to do demonstrations for testing, because like I said, at the end of the day, he doesn't want anybody to review his products, and they do review his products. They have to be done a certain way. They have to be done his way in order for his screens to look good. And I've seen that a lot of the demonstrations with his customers. He will not allow anybody else to basically review his products. They're going to put his products to proper testing, real testing. At the end, pretty much, his screens are going to fail miserably. Now, what we found out already, like I said, from having canceled orders from a year ago, we were able to obtain products like the Metallica Mix, UV Mix, and the Personal Mix, which we have here. The other screen paints, we are not interested now in purchasing or picking it up due to the fact that seeing some of the really, really deceitful things this individual does on so many levels, it is not even funny. One of the ones where, you know, if you're going to claim yourself to make a black screen, one of the test demonstrations under a black screen is you have to be able to prove that the screen is not everyday black paint, because it's one of the things that people will run into when you're dealing with black screens. People are going to ask at the end of the day, hey, look, is that black paint or is that actually the real screen? I've been asked that so many times, it's not even funny. And the fact that you feel that you should be excluded from those particular forms of questionnaires really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Anybody who develops a black screen has to do one of those demonstrations, among the many others that have to be done. Your product has to be tested. Two things are going to come up. If your screen's not officially black, and he's known for doing this, he's done this before on claiming to make a black screen, and the screen literally came up gray. One of them, like I said, the screen had a funny discoloration at the bottom where the bars are at. Two, the star field was not coming up correctly. It was too faded to be a black screen. There was another indicator that something was wrong there. So, and in the other demonstration, when you were doing the white levels, you were doing it against a gray screen. You can't do white levels on a gray screen. The screen physically has to be white to do white levels. So, as I said before, I'll play this a little bit, and then we'll go back, because I don't want the video to pause out. There we go. So as I said before, that number of things he was doing that didn't look right in that demonstration with that so-called black screen. And I said, that's a really, really dark gray screen. That's what he's pulling off. Actually, it wasn't that dark, because in the demonstration, when I went upstairs to compare the screen from the video, the UV mix came up darker than the screen he was displaying. So in order for him to claim to do a black screen, he had to make a gray dark enough in order to be passable for black. But also, if a gray was dark enough, it would still have a better vantage point of pulling up a higher white level, which I don't know how that works, because as I said before, the UV mix struggles when it comes to that over here. It has a really hard time pulling up a white level next to a black Phoenix. But then at the end of the day, the UV is actually darker than the jet black fusion he claimed he made. All right, so that video was deleted off his account right after we came and saw the video, looked at it. Clearly could see from night and day that the screen was not black. There was actually a dark gray screen, as I said before, and he deleted the video off the account, showing that he was guilty for what he did. He tried to make a passable video, tried to make it look like he was doing a black screen. At the end of the day, I try to explain to you, if your screen is not black, it's going to show not black. I've done gunmetal screens from left to right. I've seen demonstrations of high professional screens that look like they were black. We got them down there, found that they were gunmetal screens to begin with. They weren't black. If you put that against a black screen, just the color alone, it's going to show you that it's not a black screen. That's what we saw in the demonstration. When I went downstairs to get the UV mix, I was like, the UV mix is darker than the screen, because the UV mix, when we put that under a black screen, the UV mix on white levels comes up black. Doesn't produce white levels. So there's no way in the world that screen could be darker than the UV, because it would come up really dark. One other red flag, I said before, when he was showing off the white levels, you used a gray screen. You never use a gray screen. Why would you use a gray screen? If you're showing off white levels, you're supposed to be using a white screen to do that demonstration. That's what we're doing. I don't know why I use a gray screen. Maybe the white levels were lower, and you would have an advantage point on that. Another fail. And again, outside demonstration, star screen should have never came up that faded on a black screen. It should have maintained its black level no matter what, and still been able to produce those little white stars. You could do that on black paint with no problem outside. It'll still remain black with no problem. Problem you're going to have is the white levels, as I said before. So that was another red flag that didn't come out right. And sure enough, when I'm asking, anytime you do a demonstration involving any form of black technology, you have to do a comparison of your product versus black paint. Has to be done. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get that question. If it's not here or there, someone's going to say, so what's the difference between your product and black paint? It's going to pop up. So you're going to have to be to show the difference, like I'm doing right now. So when we put the black paint up there, we saw the screen. We said, oh, that's not black. That's a dark gray screen. As soon as I went downstairs to get the UV mix to show the difference, the UV mix was actually darker than that screen. The video disappeared off his account. Good thing about it is when I shot the first video, I used that video as a thumbnail. So anytime you come in, you can see the actual video in screen right there on the thumbnail. That's the actual video that he put on his account before he deleted it, right there. That's on the thumbnail. When you go into the video, you will see from top to bottom the video, the last one he displayed to the latest one he displayed. And you will clearly see if you go into his account, as we went in, the video is completely gone. Because he realized that you can't get away with doing dumb stuff like this. I don't know, someone contact you and say, hey, look, Jamie, newsflash, that screen's not black. That screen's dark gray. So these are some of the dirty tactics that he does. The black and white paint scam. Another form of a series of huge, massive amounts of, you got the nerve to call me a scammer. And at the end of the day, you were cheating your customers with a black and white paint mixture. Deleted video we found on your account, that's no longer your account again, shows your product, you making a black and white screen paint in your living room, or I think it's kind of like a dining room. That video happened to disappear. That's the same video we used to make those multiple black and white products using just 1 gallon of paint and 1 quart of black paint. We were to make 3 of your products, and not only make 3 of your products, the intention of the video was never meant to make the product, but the intention was to see how close we could come to those products matching. Same thing we had to do with black screens. We had to do black screens, fabric, whatever, to see how close they come to the screen when we show up those white levels. Shockingly, we were able to match the product pretty fast. Didn't take much to get it to match. I'm pretty sure between the personal mix and the Metallica mix, we could have literally just threw anything in that one, and that would have matched automatically from the door, because they're very close together. If I take the personal mix and I stick that next to a Metallica mix, it blends in 90%. If we take the Metallica and stick it into the personal mix, it blends in around 80%. They're very close together. So when we do this side by side with all the 3 screens together, you could see what those 2 were blending in together back and forth with no problem. The UV mix, on the other hand, being a darker mix, would come out a little darker, but the white levels would come out a little bit more lower. Now, the UV mix was easier to make because all we had to do was just flip the base. What I mean by flip the base, usually the base starts off with a bare silver screen or a 1050, either white or gray, white or silver paint or silver screen, one of those. But this one, instead of putting in black, we put in white and we flipped it around. 5 triggered off the UV, which lets us know anywhere between 5 and 10, that would pretty much would make the UV darker or make it lighter. So these are the things we figured out. So at the end of the day, I don't even know how anyone else was not able to pick it up but us. I'm pretty sure other people have picked it up besides us. When you opened up your containers around that Halloween time, I can look at the top of the containers. I can see, wow, these things are only off by a couple of shades of black. That's pretty much it. Mind you, when I did my demonstration, we didn't put any glitter. We didn't put any silver into the product. We kept it simple black and white paint. So this fellow gets on camera. He starts splurring about how amazing the product is, how it has all these different kind of specifications and technical abilities to make your projector do this and do that, and all the while it's black and white paint, as I said before. Now in this demonstration with the Snow Dog, as you're seeing right here, this is our product here. As I've always said in any of my demonstrations, we would develop black screens, white levels will drop a little bit, but nothing to the point where the screen's going to come up so dark where it's going to be unwatchable. We have that stated. Anytime we talk about anything, black screens are automatically going to do that from the door. This is something that black or darker technology does. You're going to lose a little bit of that white level. The sacrifice would be to get better color and to get better contrast. The darker the screen, a little bit more of the sacrifice. But this individual decided that, hey, no one's going to know. Let me just take a black product, stick it in there, and claim it to be his. This is why you're getting sued in April, because of this. For doing something against my company that's not true. That's why the lawsuit is coming at you. So this is what he probably figured out somewhere at Home Depot. No one's going to know the two. Everybody's going to look at black paint. Black paint, I can get away with this campaign. No, this is what got you in a lot of trouble, buddy boy. Because right here on the screen, this is everyday black paint. That's a Phantom. This is your product right here. Now, if you were to take that black paint and you were to stick that against your product, you see how dark that image would come up? This is what you were doing to try to claim that this was our product. This is how our product was performing. That's our product right there. Keep in mind, this is a Phantom. Phantom is far darker than any screen we have. With that being said, being a darker screen than far than any screen we have, it should pull the lowest white levels, but it doesn't. But if you stick black paint against a Phantom produces a higher white level than black paint. Because black paint, at the end of the day, does not have the ability to see white light, where, on the other hand, a Phantom can. That's why we can put all those high-end screens against our screens, and they don't turn the Phantom dark. We can put white screens up there, certified screens, white projection screens, and Phantoms just don't go dark like that because Phantoms can produce an amazing white level. Now, if you take your product and you stick a black paint against it, it's going to come up automatically dark. It's not going to read white light levels. Nothing's going to come out of it. It's just going to be this dark image in the middle of your screen. That's your little scheme you thought up. That alone, for me doing this demonstration right here, see right here? See how dark that comes up? Just from here, this demonstration, I can sit here and basically, right from the door, crush you in court. Just doing this alone. So just look, Your Honor, that's our product right there on the side. That right there is everyday black paint. This is how the black paint would look if you put it against this product in a demonstration and then match your demonstration to it. That's it. I don't even have to show the rest of the videos. That alone right there would actually hurt you. This is how Crow is going in and faking demonstrations against our company to make our company look bad. Try to make our company look bad at the end of the day. When all the while, he was scamming his customers on black and white paint. That would explain the multiple cancellations. Oh, by the way, this right here, when watching my TV show in the background, is 126-inch of Black Phantom technology. If that screen came out as dark, as you claim it did, I wouldn't be to see this screen, especially in the daytime when I'm watching my TV shows. I wouldn't be able to see that. That would be virtually impossible. See how I can turn right here? And you can see the difference between my screen and that black paint all the way over here. 18 feet. I can stand back 18 feet in the environment and I can see the difference between that black paint and my screen. That's how we know things that we know that you were doing in the demonstration that weren't right. Anywhere I move at that environment, black paint can't see red light. It can't see white light. Our technology is designed to read white light. So you fake demonstrations against people's products. You stab people in the back, because that's what you do. You stab other people in the back. That's something you're known for doing. Nothing new, we know what you are. There's another fellow on YouTube, doesn't pretty like you too much because you did a demonstration against a product and you falsified the demonstration of the product, and he calls you a deceitful liar at the end of the day. And I got some email from somebody explaining a few things to me about you. Apparently, they must be a close friend of somebody, something they don't like you either at the end of the day. And then you got your customers, because every time I turn around, you're doing a Q&A. Every time we bust you on something, Q&A, trying to explain to your customers that what we're saying is a lie. No, how can it be a lie, Crow, if we have backup on everything you do? We have backups on everything you do. Deleted videos of black and white paint, making the same black and white paints in the video, matching your products, all three of them, at $40 a gallon. You faking a demonstration trying to display a black screen when the screen literally came out gray, went in and deleted that video also, which we now have as our thumbnail on our video. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we got to distance ourselves away from this person. Is poison. He is poison to the projection screen industry. You're poison. You're poison to a lot of things, man. Customers can't trust you because at the end of the day, like I said, you stole a lot of money from people. At the end of the day, sitting there smiling on camera, talking about how your product is this, that, and the other. And all the while, your product was nothing more than black and white paint. That's why there's no tests. You can't do test demonstrations like we do on our products on black and white paint. Don't work that well. First test you're going to have to go through is a contrast test. And you're definitely going to fail that miserably. So that wouldn't work. Not even under digital and crystal screen paint. We can't run those tests. The paint would never last. There's no way in the world we could do a certified screen demonstration alone. The DMP Supernova, that dark gunmetal screen, and the Dark Star 9 would take a digital one apart. It would take your product apart. Those are gunmetal screens. The minute we put up a Starfield demonstration, that screen's on display at black level, not that screen paint. So you wouldn't pass that at all. There's no way you would pass the 18 certified screen. Ultra short throw certified test, you ain't passing that either. Because what I've seen from elite string sealing and the sealing rejection technology, they can pull contrast levels. We tested all those screens on white screens to see what their capabilities were to be able to perform against our products. So out of that group of 18, maybe, just maybe, I say 8 would have probably passed, maybe. Because then you're dealing with the silver screens. Those things pull insane white levels. The Seymour AB 1.3, the matinee silver, cinema gray, they pull crazy white levels. You got to deal with that right there too on top of that. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to pass. And the certified screen test would never pass at all, period. Contrast levels versus darker screens, definitely not going to pass. Outside demonstrations, not going to pass. It's not going to pick up next to one of those screens outside. Not going to pass. There was no point in doing that one either. 13 feet back, low lumen test, outside, final test, not going to pass. Because that test requires 190-degree viewing angle on a star field, and it's not going to pick up at all, period. It will probably do well on the distance throw, because it's not going to take much to fire up that screen because it's light. It's going to pick up more light. The low lumen is going to pick up pretty good on it. That's not going to be a problem because at the end of the day, a fake projector will pick up on a gray screen. It's almost as similar like a white screen. But other tests, It's not going to pass. Don't forget about the colors. We do the color patterns. Not going to work at all. Period. It's going to fade and wash out. So like I said, gray screen paints have the limitations. Even the digital one crystal screen paint had the limitations. It was never passed half the tests that black screens have to go through. So not going to happen. Even when they're having a black screen, black screens have to go through crazy demonstrations. We have to be tested against black paint. We have to get black material, black fabric, anything you could possibly think of that a customer may use as a substitute to use before they buy your screen paint. You have to have a test underneath of it. You have to test it against, it's going to pass the gunmetal screens with no problem. But the problem you're going to run into is those lighter screens, the Seymour AV 1.3s and all the light screens, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to do white levels too. You have to show snowstorms and white dogs and skin tones and all that stuff. And you're going to have to put that against white sheets of paper and white certified screens and silver screens and show that your screen can maintain its white levels at the same time it has to maintain contrast at the same time. And color, all that has to connect at the same time. So then you run into those issues. Another issue, low lumen demonstrations is terrifying for a black screen. Number one, you're talking about a surface that's jet black. So number one, it's going to have to generate enough white light. So when that projector at 1,000 lumens is traveling 22 feet across a room, where one section of the room is showing up, we had one section of the room show up at 416 lux. The other room showed up at around 262 lux. So this thing had to travel from 22 feet at 1,000 lumens, make contact with a black screen, and the black screen had to bring an image back that was able to outperform the certified screens laying against it that were lighter than the screen itself. That's how hard it is to do tests against black technology. And then when you're done, you got to run that thing again outside. So now you got to turn around, take the screen, stick it outside at 14 feet at 1,000 lumens. Now your lumen count drops even faster because now you're outside. There's no walls, no doors, no ceilings, nothing protecting it, just outside elements. So now it has to travel an additional 14 feet, still nail the screen, and maintain a snow level outside. Yeah, it's supposed to be it. And you just come up there and you just paint a screen and throw it in, voila, I did it, done. Nobody, you cheated. That's why you deleted the video, because I don't know what you saw in that video when you was doing the video, because that screen, buddy boy, was not black. That screen was gray. Literally, the UV mix was darker than the screen you displayed. And that's when I went downstairs and I grabbed the UV mix. I looked at it, I said, you know, this thing is pretty much, is this a UV mix? I said, if that's it, we can make this screen today. Went upstairs, grabbed the UV mix, went to put it against the screen, the UV mix came up darker. My mouse right here came up darker than your screen you were displaying. And no sooner than that, the video, poof, disappeared. You deleted your video that fast, that quick. So yeah. We got to separate ourselves from you, Crow, until April. You are basically, you have issues. And now we're getting emails popping about people who don't like you too much at all, period. Maybe these are customers that basically bought your products and they are upset due to the fact that, keep in mind, you are a hypocrite at the end of the day. You are a hypocrite. Think about it. You convince your customers to stay away from black screens. You convince them that black screens are no good. You don't trust them, this, that, and the other. And now all of a sudden, here you are trying to make a black screen, which you failed at miserably. Failed miserably. You even cut corners doing that. You cut corners doing a black screen. You cut corners making screen paint. So basically at the end of the day, like I said, in many of my demonstrations, you don't have the capability and the knowledge to develop black technology. You don't have it. You don't even have that capability and knowledge to develop gray screen paint products at all. Everything for you is cutting corners. So I feel sorry for your customers that you convinced that black screens weren't this, that, and the other, and now you're trying to make a black screen. I don't know what's worse, the fact that you tried to make one, the fact that you failed horribly doing one. So let me show you, Crow. See, you see this right here? In my demonstrations, that's the one we're doing right now. See right here? That's what you're going to have to display a difference between the two. What you did in your demonstration over here was you took a gray screen paint product and tried to make it out to be a black screen. Right there. That's the video that Crow deleted from his account. That's the one he thought that we wouldn't be, he's going to try to hide that demonstration. But we got it. Just like we got the demonstration of you basically deleting the video of the gray screen paint product. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. That's the title of this video, and that's the thumbnail. For everybody to see. And no way in the world on God's green earth that's a black screen. UV mix is literally darker than that screen. And what I saw in the video from this screen right here, this screen came up so dark and so dirty. I don't know what that was. That wasn't the screen that you were displaying outside. This would be more like the screen you were displaying outside. Because if this screen was outside and you did the star field, it wouldn't have had a discoloration to it. But this one would have had a discoloration because it would have had an issue trying to maintain the black levels with the light hitting the screen. That would have been the problem. But as you can see by the demonstration, that's not black. And that's another reason why we asked for him to do the black paint, because at the end of the day, after what I saw the discoloration at the bottom of the screen, I had a strange feeling when I said that screen is literally dark gray. That's what it is. It shouldn't be coming up that way. And sure enough, I was right. Again, when you're an expert in the field and you've been seeing it, a buddy of mine was talking on the phone, he said, you know, for the 12 or more years you've been in business, consider how many projection screens I have seen, tested, and designed in that timeline. My eyes are designed to see things a certain way. If you cut corners, then you can never see what I see. That's why I showed the demonstration where I was showing the red, the screen paint, and I was showing the white screen covered over, and I was showing the color patterns. And I said, what color do you think you're seeing? And people on Facebook said, oh, that's a red screen, because we have our communications blocked here, but not on Facebook. So he said, that's a red screen. I said, no, that's not red. That's washed out. Because my eyes are used to seeing a certain color, a real color, when it comes from black or darker technology. Even when I look at the dark Star 9, I see it different. Even when I see the Parallax, I'm going to butcher that one, I see the difference. When I see black diamonds, I see the difference. These are dark gunmetal screens. They produce a different color. So I'm looking at the screen, I said, what color do you think it is? I said, oh, it's red, it's red, it's red. No, it's not red. That's washed out. Now I'm going to show you what you see, what I see in my head when I look at that screen. I see a faded color. Everybody sees bright colors. When I pulled away that cloth and that screen, boom, came up and showed that solid red, they're like, oh. I'll say, yeah, that's what I see. I see a bright red. That's how I see red every day. But when y'all see red, it's y'all think it's a beautiful red. No, in my eyes, it's washed out and faded. That's what I see when I watch certain demonstrations. Very few I run across a demonstration, ooh, red levels are freaking amazing on that screen. But no, most of the time I see a screen, it's like, ooh, that's horrible. Because I have experience in that field. Now, if you're used to cutting corners and you don't do things by the book, then you're never going to see it. Your eyes are not home to see it because you're used to cutting corners. This right here was this is the video he deleted. It's a 2-hour stream. This was the last video he did. So we went in to do the comparison on the video versus the UV. The video disappeared. And I sat there and said, he deleted the video that fast on the middle of it. Does he know we're streaming this? Yep. This was the challenge we gave him today, to put his product against a black surface. But what Crow didn't understand is when we tell you to do this, 2 things we're looking for. We're to actually, when we give you challenges, Crow, you have to understand, challenges is a way for us to read your screen. That's what it's for, to read your screen to see exactly how your screen is reacting. Since I have many years and developing gray screen paints. I know how gray screen paints are going to react to certain colors and contrasts and white levels because I have experience in that field. So if we tell you to say so and so and so in a challenge, it's also too so we can read and see exactly where in your screen that you're faking it. So 2 reasons to come out of this when we show you the display. Number 1, you're going to have to do a black level test anyway. That's definitely going to happen. Test that's going to happen either way. Number 2, if your screen is black and you're known for faking this and doing this before, because it's not the first time he came in and did a demonstration claiming the screen to be black when it turned out to be gray. He did in one screen, I forgot the name of it, but it was in a very dark environment, ambient light controlled environment, where the customers couldn't pick up if the screen was black or not. Now, understand this, Crow. At the end of the day, if a customer purchases it and bring it home, he's going to know the difference because he's not going to have it in an ambient light environment. He's not going to have it in the same environment that your screen is going to be in. That's why it's very important to do demonstrations in fully lit environments because the environments change. Not all customers are going to have the same environment unless you're telling them that they have to use a screen in that environment. Then there you go. That's the first red flag, another red flag right there. But that's one of the ones he faked. So having experience of seeing him fake demonstrations on black screens, this is why we requested the black paint challenge be done for him. So as he does the challenge, 2 things happen. 1, screens don't match at all, period. Keep in mind, they make multiple shades of black. They all are black at the end of the day. They may be different shades, but they're all black at the end of the day. You have one that's called Crow. There's an actual black paint called Crow. There's different ones that they make that are black, but at the end of the day, they're all black. This is not black. I could take a picture of that and go to Home Depot and say, hey, let me ask you a question. Is that black right there? And you go, no, that's not black. That's gray. So that's why he did the video. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, wait a minute. It just dawned on me. That's the screen that you showed in your demonstration that was sitting up against the wall. Because I recognized the gray paint at the bottom when you did the side-by-side with the white. So the entire time, I told you the screen was gray. When he did the demonstration, that screen was not black. When he did the demonstration outside, it was not black. All right, let's check out something real quick. Let's go to, because I have to get up and I have to do a wallpaper tutorial. We're showing people how to make wallpaper projection screens today. So that's what we did. We're just going to ignore Crow. We're going to ignore him because it's too exhausting. He just doesn't do anything, honestly. I gave you a simple, basic challenge. That's it. That's all I gave you. A simple, basic challenge. And you faked a black demonstration? You faked the screen at that. Even worse, you faked the screen. That's exhausting at the end of the day. That's exhausting. I saw the black and white screen paint coming a mile away. That I did see. That's nothing new. We saw that coming a mile away. But the black screen, yeah, you faked that like there was no tomorrow. Let me see. Now, you see this pattern, Crow? You see all those different colors that black comes in? I told you one of the black colors that they have out is called, what's it called? It's called, what's the word for it? Crow. You see that paint right there? That real paint that was gray right there? That's not considered black. That is considered gray. That's around the same color your screen is right there. That alone, I could just grab that from there and match that to your screen that fast, that quick. These are different shades of black. As I said, black comes in multiple shades, but they're all black at the end of the day. They're just off by a slight shade from another. Gotta stop doing these fake demonstrations. You really do. This is where, in your pattern, this is where you come in. Right there. Right there. Somewhere between here and there. This is where you come in. I'm going to go with not this so much. I'm going to say this right here. This is where you come in at in your shade right there. That's the color of a phantom right there. This is where you come in at. All I would have to do is just grab that paint right there. I wouldn't have to add anything to it. I can make your black paint. I can't say black paint. I'll say, I don't even know what to call the screen. What do you call a screen that's not black? Fake black. We'll call it fake black. That's your color right there. That exact same color as your screen right there. It's gray. So, like I said, that's the kind of stuff that he does. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. And like I said, this is a product you made that's supposed to be black. Somewhere along the line, you had a Frankenstein that was supposed to be black also, too. Something you lied on your website that you wanted to falsify to put in fake information on your site, claiming to have a black Frankenstein. We know because we ordered it. And you also canceled that order also, too. When was this done? This was August the 16th, 2021. So on August the 16th, 2021, you made a statement claim that on your website that you had a black Frankenstein, which was never presented in any video demonstrations, not at all, not anywhere at all, period. No test demonstrations, no displays of a black Frankenstein, but for some reason on your webpage, you have a black Frankenstein. Now, if I was a customer and purchased this, how in the world are you going to send me a product that you don't even have? Explain that one. That's another form of scheming stuff you do from time to time. Explain to me how in the world you're going to send me a product that you don't have, that there's no test on, there's no proof it even exists. But I paid for a black Frankenstein, and you don't even have a black Frankenstein. That's why, starting today, I'm going to continue my demonstrations as always, as I've been doing. And as for the person telling us that, yes, Crow has the order from our attorneys. This is the order that we sent to Crow on July the 2nd from our attorneys. Basically sending him the cease and desist order, basically explaining to him in this order that basically he would be sued if he continued on to basically make false accusations against my company, also to copyright infringements and everything else. Yeah, he was sent this document right here. It's a document that's sent by the attorneys. But Crow failed to acknowledge it. So when we go to court and if the judge says, hey, Mr. Bird, did you send out Jamie Fernando, or whatever you want to call yourself when we get you in court, we call you Mr. Fernando, did you send him out any form of documentation of a cease and desist order warning Mr. Crow that these events were going to happen? And I'm like, yes, Your Honor, we sent out these reports on July the 2nd. We even hired a private investigator to find out Crow's, sorry, we can't call you Crow, Jamie's or Fernando's whereabouts. At the end of the day, I told you, buddy, I know where you live at. I even know where you work at. I paid for an investigator to track down information on you so we can send the paperwork there so we know exactly where you're at. Same thing is going to happen when you're served to come into court, that someone's going to pop up at your job or pop up at your home and say, hey, look, are you so-and-so and so? Here you go. You've been served. Yeah, that's what's going to happen to you. So we did send you out this document. And I can say, yes, Your Honor. We sent out this information to Mr. Fernando, and these are the videos we dubbed afterwards. These are the ones before, and these ones afterwards, still calling me a scammer, still doing fake accusations. Here's the video demonstrations of me actually taking black paint, so and so and so. Because they're going to ask me, do I have any evidence? So we have multiple cancellations over here where we tried to purchase these items from this individual to do these demonstrations ourselves. But basically all orders were canceled. We have documentations here of showing videos of them calling us scammers. We even have chat. We have live chat, so we're recording of your customers and your followers, and they're talking trash and saying death threats and racial slurs. We have all that recorded. Did you know that? Yeah, all that stuff is recorded, which means they can launch investigations on that too. Anyone who said a death threat, anyone who made a racial slur, oh, you're easy to be tracked down. You got yourself into a mess dealing with a mess. Yeah. You didn't know that, did you? Yeah, I hired investigators for all that stuff. When I take someone to court, I'm very thorough to make sure, as you should know at the end of the day, people know that I back everything up. I keep telling you this. So I'm very thorough at what I did. I have documentations of an Instagram account that you developed posting as me. We had those conversations recorded. We also showed multiple times where you actually tampered and actually tampered with my copyrights. Also, too, we'll be filing a lawsuit. And like I said, not a lawsuit, but we'll be talking to YouTube. Because YouTube has two options, and YouTube doesn't care about you at the end of the day. We want YouTube to permanently give you a lifetime ban so you can never display on YouTube ever again. Because YouTube has an option. You let this man come on here and basically try to destroy my company, tarnish my name. You got a choice. Either you remove him or we sue you. All right, it's going to be a landslide of craziness going on. Yeah, you did this to yourself. Unlike you, you have some fake lawyer in some backyard spurting out some dumb nonsense. More dumb stuff he does. He had an attorney in his yard, somebody's yard, and the attorney was talking some dumb nonsense. We have requested about 8 times for the attorney's name on what law firm he was working for. Information never came to us at all, period. You know why? Because he was just an everyday guy in the backyard talking some dumb nonsense. That's what it was. But like I said, same thing like the fake projection screen fake out. Same thing like the screen paint fake out. All Crow does is do fake things. Yep. So, buddy boy. So when they sit there and they say, yeah, Your Honor, we sent them out the documents. And did he crease to and desist? Did Crease just do any of the actions? Did he stop? No. He kept on going. He kept on going. Here's new videos right here. And then they're going to ask you, Jamie, do you have any evidence? So and so and so supporting this claim, such and so and so. And if you don't, ooh, man, well, that's the end of that. The attorney's probably going to call you back and tell you, look, this is what you need to do, so and so and so. Yeah. And I'm guaranteed you probably talk to an attorney. The attorney's going to tell you at the end of the day, you're definitely, excuse my French people when I say this, you're screwed. You are. Any attorney's going to tell you that. Did you make these videos? Did you make these accusations? Do you have any proof? Do you have any evidence that his product actually does that? If you can't answer that, and keep in mind, if you do say yes, you do, and you go into court and you lose because you don't have evidence, then what's going to happen is you're still going to have to pay those attorney fees. You're going to have to pay the court costs. And then you're going to be sued. You're going to have to pay the $250,000 that we were going to be requesting. Now, we all know at the end of the day, he doesn't have $250,000. That's not the point. The fact is to slap a heavy enough lien on him. That's the point. To slap a lien on him with interest. Because every year, this interest is going to jump. This is going to basically make it virtually impossible for you to obtain a home, a house, or any car, or anything else, loans, whatever. That's gone because you have a massive lien over top of you. Gone. Any future, gone. Any form of college, gone. And on top of that, I can request your income taxes to be garnished, both of y'all. And if I don't get my money every single week, then what, I can go down to the sheriff's department and say, hey, look, we got a judgment, we got a court order where we won a lawsuit against such and so, or Fernando, I would like to put in an execution of judgment where I want to go in and auction off this stuff because I want my money. And that's what I can do. I can contact my attorneys and say, look, I need you to execute this judgment for me because I'm not going to do it. It's too much paperwork. Go take care of this for me. They'll go into that office. Look, Mr. Bird, so. This is his paperwork right here. He won this judgment on Mr. Fernando. We need to execute a judgment. We need to go in and get his stuff, which means at the end of the day, someone's going to show up at your front door with a U-Haul truck, and they're going to take all your stuff out of your house and stick it in a U-Haul truck and take it out to be auctioned off. That's what you're getting yourself into. I'm telling you something, man. At the end of the day, people, you got to understand this. I'm trying my hardest to help this individual out, even though he does some of the dumbest things against us, slandering my name, saying nasty things about me, calling me a scammer, tampering with my product, putting black paint, doing fake demonstrations, just some of the dumbest stuff, making memes, all this stuff about me. And at the end of the day, anybody else at the end of the day would take you to court, wouldn't give a rat's behind about your kids, your wife, or nothing. They would sue you, clean your clock, and be done with you at the end of the day. And you'd be, excuse my French people here, screwed. Anybody else would have sued you a long time ago. If the judge ever sits there and says, Mr. Bird, how come it took you so long to sue this individual? I tried to show some kind of mercy toward this individual. Jamie, you got to understand, I don't care about you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I couldn't give a rat's behind about you. I really don't. I'd be happy to take everything you own. I'm going to see if there's some way possible if they can, because mind you, when these orders go through, this is a merciless order. When they go through, they will take everything out of your house. Everything. I've seen this happen before. They will take everything out. You don't understand how serious this is. They will take everything out of your house. Your kids' stuff, your wife's stuff, everything. That's a horrible thing to happen to somebody. It really is. And even though all the dirt you've done through me down through time, I'm still trying to find some mercy in there to keep this from happening. Don't want to see this happen to you. It's a bad thing. It's a really bad thing. You need to get off this freaking ego you're riding on and look at this thing. This is serious. This is not a joke. You will lose everything. It will get bad for you. Your kids won't go to college. I'm dead serious. This will be a lien you will never get under. You could die 5 times over and you still will be hit with this thing. Take this seriously. If this man can learn to mind his own freaking business, at the end of the day, I would drop a lawsuit to give you a second chance. Because anybody else from the dirty stuff you did to me would have sued you a long time ago. Because I don't want, at the end of the day, you deserve this 100%, you do. But your kids don't deserve it. Your wife doesn't deserve it. You deserve it, but they don't deserve it. They're going to get tied into this nonsense because of your stupidity. For once in your life, Jamie, be a freaking man and understand at the end of the day, the stuff you're doing is going to have some real serious repercussions, and it is going to not only hit you, but it's going to hit your wife, and it's going to hit your kids at the end of the day. And you need to take this seriously. This is not a joke. Take this very seriously. I sent you that court order. We know you got it. You don't listen. He don't listen. Hard, most stupid person I ever met in my entire life. Stupid when I say this. I got a court order from Screen Innovations. Now, mind you, I pretty much could have probably beat that in court, but wasn't willing to take that chance. Them being a big-time, multi-million-dollar corporation, me being a small guy in this little rented room, I really wasn't trying to go down that road with these guys at the end of the day, even though in the video, I never called them scammers. I never called them this. I never called them that. I kept it clean. I did a fair demonstration, and they still hit me with a lawsuit. Not a lawsuit. They hit me with a cease and desist order. I'll be back. are not my charger. Hey, he's an idiot. He's probably sitting over there laughing and carrying on thinking, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It's going to get real soon. You're sitting up in court with a suit on trying to figure out exactly where your life is about to go. Because it ain't going to go in a good way. I've sued 8 people in my timeline. 8. I won all my lawsuits. This one's going to be the easiest one ever. Very easy. I might even have to hire an attorney for this one. I mean, walk in and say, look, this is what problem we have. This is what we're going through. Damn it. What's the point of me paying for this stuff if I keep losing it at the end of the day? There's a UV mix right down the floor, too. I'm kind of hunting for that. You know, on camera, I got a bad habit of losing stuff. So I bought me a pack of these right here and a pack of these so I can make my own chargers for my cell phone. Because I got a bad habit. I actually lost the charger in the house somewhere. Don't know where, but I lost it somewhere. So I have units here to make my own chargers for my cell phone. Voila! This one might work better than the other one. All right, cool. Yeah, so I buy this different pieces like this and make my own chargers. So that way, if I lose one, I can make one real quick, plug my phone back in. But yeah, so anyway, getting back to this guy. So I'm trying to decide between here and now how we're going to do this. Because like I said, anybody else would have sued you a long time ago. And I don't want your family to go through this because, man, I'm telling you, it's bad. I've sued people before for doing dumb stuff. And if they don't have the money to pay it up, they go after your personal stuff. And it's not pretty. So unless you got $250,000 laying around to be able to pay up that money, they're going to basically go in and where they're going to have you pay this money back to us at so much a week. If you miss one of those payments, one of them, I can go in and basically execute judgment on you. That fast, that quick. Automatically from the door, the minute you're hit with that lawsuit, you're automatically going to get your income tax gone. It's just automatically going to happen from the door. You will never receive an income tax ever again. That's gone. If your kids want to go to college, not going to happen. You can't get a loan. You have a $250,000 lawsuit sitting over the top of your head. If you want to get a house, not going to happen. You have a lien against you. You can't go get anything at all. Credit cards, anything, gone. All that's gone. All that's going to be gone. And then you're still going to have to pay that money out. And if you risk not paying that payment out, you can have somebody come in and take all your stuff. Everything you have in your house, everything you have, going just like that. That's how bad these things get. Can you file a lawsuit against me? No, you can't. Can you file a lawsuit against me calling you a scammer? No, you can't because I have evidence. Take me to court, you'll lose that too. My lawyers are very good. You will lose that too. Because I can come in there and say, yeah, we got a video here of Mr. Fernando over here making black and white products, and we made these black and white products ourselves. We're able to match his products perfectly, and I purchased this with my debit card. I'm a consumer. I bought this product from him, and I was able to make this product. So at the end of the day, I was scammed. You can't win that either because that's actually you in the video doing that to begin with. So that's done and over with. Yeah, is your name copyrighted? No, it's not. We checked that too. Your name has no copyrights underneath of it whatsoever. When you go into Digital and Crystal Screen Paint, when you go into our home page right here, we have right here, we display copyright information on our products. This is the logo that you defaced on your account under the fake account that you made of me, which is another law, another for filing charges is for identity theft. You're also going to be charged for that too. Because you made a fake Instagram account, you used this logo right here in your Instagram account. You used it multiple times on your Instagram account, about 13 times for each copyrighted. You're looking at somewhere between another $50,000 to $250,000 per copyright. Depends on how they go with it, but most likely it's going to be probably about 50 grand per copyright at 13 times. And then once that's done, we're going to report this to the copyright and trade and whatever their particular office down there, because I registered to them and they have their own set of penalties, which means now in their rule book, if you violate that, they have up to anywhere from 100,000 to 250,000, or it could be 50,000, whatever. But still, on top of the money you already owe on the lawsuit, that's going to be even worse. And theirs comes with jail time. You can get anywhere from 5 to 10 years for tampering with the copyright, depending on how many times you did it. Now, if you're a first-time offender, you did it one time, but you did it 13 times. So in that 13 times, you could get up to 10 years in jail. Now, if you plead guilty, they'll probably put you on, I don't know how that would work. I can't tell you how that may go, but you could possibly receive some jail time because you did it multiple times, which will no longer make you a first offender if you did it one time, but you did it 13 times over and over again. So like I said, it will get extremely bad for you. If you never spent any time in prison, well, buddy boy, woo! Yeah. Told you about my past life when I used to get in trouble in the streets. Yeah, you don't want to go there, buddy. Not at your age, you don't want to go. But anyway, that's pretty much what's going to happen to you on your end. That's why I'm advising you to, I'm trying to figure out what we need to do from here. Because at the end of the day, Crow, really don't want to sue you. I don't. I don't want to take you to court, and I don't want to sue you, and I don't want to see you go through that. I don't want to see your family go through that at all, period. Honestly, man to man. Don't want to see you go through that. I don't want to see anybody go through that. And I'm trying my best, man. I really am trying my best to look the other cheek on this. I really am, but you're not making it easy for me, man. You're not. And if you think it can't happen, play the game. See what happens. Please do. You're not going to like the outcome of it all. You're not. By the time we show up in that courtroom, it'll be too late. There's nothing I can do to stop it at all. Because once we go in that courtroom, that clearly shows me at the end of the day, you have no respect for me, you have no respect for your family, and you have no respect for your kids. Whatever happens, you deserve to get what you get. I'm a different person in the courtroom. That's it. It's business now. I'm going to look at you from across the room. I'm going to nod my head. You asked for it. Oh, and the incident where you posted my house and all that too, those are basically criminal charges being pressed against you. So you might not make it out of that courtroom. You might get slapped with some handcuffs before you actually leave out from there. Because I did file charges against you. Just to let you know. For that nonsense that you pulled on basically posting my address, trying to put my life in danger. I also filed criminal charges. So you may walk out of that courtroom with some silver cuffs on. You may not make it back to California. So you must think about that one too. There you go. There's my registered copyright on that logo right there. Even the attorney, I got the attorney, basically did the paperwork for us. And that's my registered copyright right there. Registration number, my date, all that right there. You can go into gov.com, public records. You can type up my company's name, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and my copyright will pop up. I'm registered. Now you'll be dealing with them once we're done with you. Let's go in and look at this for a minute. I thought this was some hate mail or something, whatever, but it wasn't. It was a fellow in there. I'm not interested in partay. So for the person who's sending me the message about talking, I don't care about Partey. At the end of the day, Partey's lucky he doesn't get slapped with a lawsuit because I was considering suing him next. Partey called me a scammer also. Now, he didn't do the black paint thing, and I'm hoping he didn't. But like I said, I can get an investigator and get it taken care of, and he can be slapped with a lawsuit too. As for Partey, understand this, and I need you to understand it's crystal clear. I'm not your friend. Crow stabbed you in the back, that's your problem. That's between you and Crow. Don't try to come over here and try to join it with me and Crow. I don't do business like that. That's not how I do things. At the end of the day, I run a respectable business. That's the end of it. Whatever nonsense you and Crow are going through, you two need to work that out. That's your business right there. But don't come over here thinking, oh, I'm going to be on this. No, don't do that at all, period. You need to stay as far away from me as possible. Because at the end of the day, when I get done with Crow, I may be pointing my sights at you next. So if I were you, do like a turtle, tuck your head in deep, and go in another direction. Because if something pops in my head at the end of the day, where I think that, you know what, I need to make this guy an example for my company, I'll contact my attorneys and we'll go at it, and I'll see you in court. So go about your business. I don't care. I think because I made that statement yesterday when I said that, oh, I feel sorry for him. Yeah, in a way I do feel sorry for you. Because at the end of the day, look, man, whether you're what it says, no honor with thieves. At the end of the day, whether you're doing bad or good, and I don't recommend anybody doing bad, but still a stab in the back is a stab in the back at the end of the day. When you think about it, you guys can be partner in crime. You guys should be bank robbers. Not that I'm saying it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. But still, at the end of the day, a stab in the back is a stab in the back when you think about it. So, So this is the email that I was sent. I'm covering the guy's information up because I don't want you to see the guy who sent the email because I've never seen him before. He's not a part of that group. And even if he was a part of that group, I wouldn't be showing the email anyway. Still respect at the end of the day. So this is the email I received yesterday. And we know he received it. And if he didn't receive it, at the end of the day, not my problem. We know he received it. But like I said, if he didn't receive it, it doesn't make a difference. At the end of the day, we know he was going. The lawyer I talked to, judging by what he saw on Crow's action, because there was an attorney on Crow's page. Matter of fact, there actually was an attorney in Crow's Q&A witnessing all the stuff that he was doing, things he was saying. You got to be careful about those Q&As, Crow. Very careful. You never know who's going to pop in. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't make a difference because the lawyer said, look, at the end of the day, the way this guy acts and the way he carries himself, eventually you're just going to have to sue him. But we sent the letter. We knew at the end of the day we're going to end up suing you. We knew it's going to happen. You don't listen at all. But we sent the letter so that way we can show the judge that we tried to reach out to you and we tried to give you a second chance. And you didn't listen. But there you go. That's the email that was sent to us. We thought it was maybe from one of the whatchamacallit, but people are starting to realize that this guy is nothing but a scam artist at the end of the day. He's cheating people in black and white paint. He's faking demonstrations. He's putting on this big show. Yeah, they're realizing it. And we got more people sending us messages about this particular individual where, yeah, there you go. Now, am I going to go and entertain the video? No, don't care at the end of the day. Because as I said before, he was doing the same dirty stuff that Crow was doing. He's just upset because Crow happened to stab him in the back. And now he wants to probably either talk to me or maybe, no, I don't do stuff like that. I don't have time for that. I run a company. Right now, I shouldn't be wasting time doing this dumb nonsense. But like I said, at the end of the day, if someone's going to come against my company, sure enough, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to back up my product. Not cancel my orders or none of that dumb nonsense. I'm going to back it up. All right, then, people. Like I said, I told you at the end of the day, when I tell you things, I back everything up. I do. Okay, let's move this off here real quick because I want to respect this guy's privacy. And this is going into my junk mail with the rest of them. And today I am going to, because I can't be outside today, it's raining. Landscapers are definitely going to be canceling today because they can't cut the grass and I can't do the demonstration 150-inch. But I do have a wallpaper screen I had downstairs that we just painted with the Phantom. I want to show people how to design their own OLED wallpaper screens. Keep in mind, I know plexiglass is a lot of money because of COVID, and it is. I've heard several people I've talked to about plexiglass. It's very, very expensive, but there's a way you can get a 4x8 plexiglass wallpaper screen for the price of $48. Now keep in mind when I said 4x8 is very hard to get 4x8. It's very expensive. Even Home Depot doesn't even have it. And I had several customers go to Home Depot to get plexiglass with that invisible technology design, and they had a hard time getting their hands on it. So they want a lot of money for it now. I guess because it's in demand, you know, it's in a lot of demand, but you know, it's still whatever. Or unless they're reserving it for companies and stuff like that, they're going to pay them large bulks of it. So one individual is going to get one sheet. Even Uline's charging an arm and a leg for them. So let me put this in. Well, I'm going to print this out because this is going on my trophy wall. I'm going to print this out. But if Partey understand at the end of the day, if Crow stabbed you in the back, then I feel sorry for you. I do. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, whether you're with the company of thieves or whatever you're at the end of the day, I mean, y'all trust each other. And the worst thing someone can do to you is stab you dead in the back, especially when you've given them that trust, regardless of whatever it may be. It still sucks. But I'm not interested, and I don't want to be bothered with it. Because judging by the dirty tactics that I see you do against me, I wouldn't want that kind of practice anywhere in my business at all. Period. I'm not interested. Do not want to be bothered with. Go about your business. Or at the end of the day, I'll contact an attorney and we'll start setting sights on you next. So go about your business. I'm not interested. I don't know what went on with you two, and I don't care what went on with you two. Oh, so I hate using this particular paper at the end of the day. It's good paper, but it jams up from time to time. Where do you jam at? I don't even see any paper or techno jam. All right, I'm gonna have to figure this out later. I got a weird paper jam. Like, I think it folded up in that bad boy. So I'm gonna have to go to the back of it, take it out and pull it out. I like that paper. It's a really heavy, sturdy paper, but it has its issues. So we're gonna keep this here. I gotta print this out later on. I need this for my trophy wall. Let me cancel this. Come out of here. I don't know what the rest of these are. I really don't care at the end of the day. Those are going in the junk mail. Because I don't care. So we get what else is going through here? I don't care about that. So this is what we're getting. I can't show the email because I got other business accounts up here right now chiming in. But somebody, Kenneth Hernandez or whatever, is sending me some information about an iPhone. I don't care. Birthday, you got to deal with your problem with Crow. I'm not your mediator. That's not my job. That's between you and him. You know what it is? Crow burnt him. He probably did something that burnt him pretty good. And now he wants to come to me and thinking that I dislike Crow just as much as he does now and try to use me to basically take out his anger on Crow. I'm not interested. I could read what you're doing a mile away. Come on, man. What is this? Freaking Glee or some freaking high school? I don't got time for that bull crap. Came out here, defended my product, exposed Crow for what he is at the end of the day, which is nothing more than a scammer and a fake. And that's the end of it. And now that's done, I'm going back to work, continue making my products for my customers, and putting out good video content. And whatever problem you got with Crow, you handle with him. That's none of my business at the end of the day. So let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna cover these up real quick because, like I said, these are customers that are coming in, that are chiming, and I don't want their information being up there like that. But that's what it is. Crow probably did something, Rufus stabbed him in the back or something stupid, I guarantee you. And now he figures that, oh, we can get together, we can team up. Oh, please. Go about your business. Got time for it. There you go. That's the new email that just came in a few minutes ago. Sent from iPhone, from Partey. I couldn't care less. Partey. Understand this. You got on your YouTube channel. You said all kinds of nasty stuff about me. You said some really, really nasty, nasty stuff about me. And because Crow stabbed you in your back, showed you what kind of person he is, now you want to come over and you want to talk to me and you want to talk about how, I know what you're getting at already from the door. You want me to team up with you? There's no team up at the end of the day. I couldn't care less. Whatever's going on with you and Crow, you guys take care of that mess. That's not my problem. You deal with it. Just you pray at the end of the day, man, after I get done with Crow, if I basically show this man some mercy, you know how to carry himself right. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I don't want to assume, I don't want to see his family go through that. That's horrifying for the fact that this is going to affect, because I've been told already, like, look, if you slam this man with this lawsuit, this is going to affect everybody around him. It's going to affect people that have nothing to do with it. But he's such an idiot. Because a friend of mine said, look, if he's too stupid to realize at the end of the day that he doesn't have enough respect for his wife and his kids to back out, shut his mouth out, and go about his business and not get hit with this thing, he doesn't have respect for them, hit him with a lawsuit. As for you, Partey, I don't care. Go about your business, man. For at the end of the day, if I could, I'm dubbed all your videos. I have all your videos. Even the ones you deleted, we have copies of everything. If you call me a scammer, me calling it this, if you doing all this nonsense, why in the world would you be contacting me to begin with? Whatever nonsense that went on between you and Crow, that's between you and Crow. Don't come over here trying to get me on your side. Oh my goodness, he broke up with Crow. So I'm not like that kind of, I'm not that kind of person. At the end of, you don't know who I am. I'm not that kind of person. I'm the kind of person to tell you to grow the freak up, deal with whatever problem you got to deal with him, and go about your business. Because when I get done with him, you better pray that I basically don't think about, hey, go file a cease and desist order against this individual, track down and figure out where he lives at, send him this document over there, and then at the end of the day, you do something stupid, I'll bring you into court and I'll clean your freaking clock like there's no freaking tomorrow. Go about your business. I don't care about you. People want to say, oh, but that's ruthless. No. This guy said some really nasty, nasty stuff about me. I don't know what's going on with him and Crow. You're going into junk mail. Don't bother me. I don't care about your iPhone, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Get some junk mail real quick. You got things to do. I ain't got time for that. I sound like a bunch of little girls. Y'all get upset and you run over there and be on this side. It's like a little, y'all sound like little girls. I got things to do. I'm leaving this mess alone. Crow, I don't know what to say to you to tell you at the end of the day. I really don't. I'm like pray on this about suing you. I am. And I don't know. But like I said, you continue down this road of doing dumb stuff. And, you know, whatever you brought on yourself, you brought on yourself. I feel sorry for your family, what they're going to go through. But it's going to be from your action. This may put some strain on your marriage. I'm going to tell you right now. Money puts strain on everything. That kind of money puts strain on everything. You may want to think about this when I'm telling you this. And you can laugh about this like it ain't nothing. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's your decision. I'm giving you an option. Giving you a way out. Just like I said, when Screen Innovation hit me with that court order, I'm thinking like, I didn't want to make the check. Like I said, I knew I didn't do anything wrong here. So I went back and checked all my videos. Like, what did I say? Did I say anything bad to these people or whatever, so and so? No, that came in effect due to the fact that we had words going back and forth and they didn't want me to continue doing demonstrations on their products. That's how that went down. But no problem. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's move this over here to junk mail. Welcome to junk mail, people, where no one looks at you ever. Goodbye. Where's the other one going to junk mail too? That's one to junk mail too. All right, that's all cool right there. That's cool right there. Yeah, Partey, don't contact me anymore. It's been the line. You contact me, I'm gonna make you turn. I don't know what kind of nickname I'm gonna give you, but it's gonna be worse than Cookie Cutter. Right now, don't contact me with your Crow drama. Take that nonsense someplace else. I'm sorry, man, but whatever nonsense that went on with you and Crow stabbed you in the back, then you deal with Crow. That's what you're gonna have to deal with. You deal with him. That's what you do at the end of the day. Other than that, it's not my business. That's between y'all. You little girls can't get your act together. You're getting upset, whatever, with one another. I don't know what the problem is. I can't help you out there. At the end of the day, we got things to do. So, whoa, that's interesting on the camera. I just saw the biggest raccoon I ever saw in my entire life. Is that a dog or is that a raccoon? Good gracious. That's the reason why I don't go in my backyard at night. But anyway, let them two out, hatch it. I got nothing to do with that. I got to get back to work. I got things to do. I got a wallpaper screen downstairs I got to do for a Facebook demonstration. We'll be putting some links up showing them how to design their own wallpaper screens for see, it paints around $338. Wallpaper's maybe about $48. So altogether it'd be like you can get an OLED wallpaper screen for under like $400. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. All right, then there. Oh, we're going to use it with a 235.1 projector. Yeah, because that's 4 feet by 8 feet. We can do a 235.1 off of that really easy, which means I could use the Sonic SVGA projector at 150 bucks. So 150 bucks. You're talking about 330 bucks. And you're talking about wallpaper is about 40. Just make it 50. So we got 480. Projector's 150. Then with the sound bar included, we can do the whole entire thing for like under 600 bucks. I'm thinking about in my head, like under 600 bucks or 500 bucks, we can display a wallpaper, a black OLED wallpaper screen, OLED-like wallpaper screen with sound bar and projector. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it for all under $600 and display it. Just gotta find a place to display it because we already have screens in here already. It'd be nice to do it outside, like an outside OLED 235.1 screen would be beautiful. But the only problem with that is like I don't have any room outside, to tell you the truth, until they cut the grass. All right, we'll figure a place where to put it at for right now. We could do it downstairs. I'm pretty sure I got a display stand. Oh, I know we can use to display it, which would be really freaking easy to do too. I forgot I even had that set up. All right, people, sorry, my brain's clicking off somewhere else right now. I got to do this wallpaper demonstration for the customers. We're not bothering. We're just ignoring Crow after seeing the dumb stuff. We're used to seeing dumb stuff, but the black screen, come on, that was like really, 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 and then deleting the videos and stuff like that. Yeah, he's got some issues. He's got some issues. So just so you show we're not lying to you, because you know at the end of the day, again, I back everything up. Really don't, like I said, at the end of the day, man, I talk to my friends and stuff. I really don't want to see this guy go through this lawsuit. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I try to turn the other cheek. The best way to learn forgiveness is to a certain degree, and that's a certain degree. Because like I said, people say, well, no, God, people say, well, yeah, there's a hell at the end of the day. Understand that, people, with no forgiveness attached to it. So God's not going to say, well, you die and you end up with face-to-face with the Lord, and he says, hey, look, I thought you were a forgiving, merciful God. You say, yeah, I was forgiving and merciful when I was on the earth. There's a different story up here, and it is a different story up there, which means at the end of the day, you're going to go to hell. There's no way to fight out of that situation. You can preach about forgiveness and all this. No, I gave you time when you was on the earth. Remember, think about it. You're talking about someone, a being that has the power to be able to manipulate everything on the face of the planet without a thought. Just like that. If he wanted to wipe us clean, he could. Think about the fact that you were given a decision, a choice, an option. He could have made all of us designed just to serve him only. That's it, period. That's how he could have made us, but he didn't. He says, no, I'm going to give you a choice. You got a choice whether to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Now, keep in mind, Christians at the end of the day are not meant to be welcome mats. We're not meant to be stepped on, trampled, or whatever. There are Christian attorneys. You know that, right? So yes, Christians can take you to court and Christians can sue you. Yes, we can. But we try to make an effort to not go down that road if we don't have to. And with where I try to test my forgiveness level at is where a person does the most dirtiest, nastiest things to me, and I try to look in my heart to say, can you basically walk away from it? Is there an option for you? Now, yes, I don't have any hatred to a crow at the end of the day. I really don't. I go about my business. I got things to do. I used to be a person back in the days who got me locked up. I used to be a person back in the days to hold a lot of hatred in, and I used to use that to thrive off of that. And eventually it got me locked up and got me sent away. So I learned basically when I came out of that situation was to learn to try to be more forgiving and try to let things go. Because at one point in my life, I was the kind of person that, like I said, if you had met me on the street, two things were going to happen. Either I was going to die or you was going to die. That was the only choice. There was no talking anything out of it. There was no communication. There was nothing. Two things were going to happen. Either I was going to go or you was going to go. That's how it was going to go down. That's the kind of person I was when I was in my 20s. And I always carried on me 24/7. So that's how it was. Either you were faster or you had more. One way or another, I was going to take as many as with me, and I was going to go down with you. That's how my mindset was set. Things are different now. I'm not that kind of person anymore, and I'm happy not to be that person anymore, because that individual basically took a lot of my life from me, but I was eventually able to get it back and get out of that situation and be free. Where I'm at right now, being able to do this and other things I was able to do. But I try to look within myself when people do dirty things against me to try to say, okay, you got to forgive this person at the end of the day. I have to forgive Crow at the end of the day. Every time Crow does something dirty to me, I have to forgive him. I try to forgive him. I have to forgive him because I tell people, look, Christians aren't perfect. That's virtually impossible. There's no such thing. If you ever bump into a Christian, they just say, oh, I'm perfect. That is that's the biggest lie ever. No. They make mistakes too, just everybody else. The difference between them and everybody else is that the fact that that remorse is in there for them to go to Jesus Christ, ask for forgiveness, and they're sorry for what they do, if they do that to begin with, because some don't do it either. But anyway, so at the end of the day, if I want God to forgive me for some of the dumb stuff that I do, which you guys half the time you don't see on camera, then I have to forgive other people, because God can't forgive you unless you forgive others. That's how it works. And you have to be real sincere about it. But we are not meant to be walked over. So at the end of the day, I have to get an attorney to come after this guy and sue him because he's not doing what he's doing is he's trying to destroy my company. And it's not going to work at the end of the day. My company is blessed by God. You can't take something from me that God has given to me. But as I said before, as going back to God making a hell, like I said, you have an option. So you can't sit there and go to heaven and go, well, you're supposed to be a forgiving God. He said, yeah, I am a forgiving God. When I was dead, when you were on the earth, let me ask you a question. Did you preach about me, talk about me? Did you serve me in any way whatsoever? Oh, no, you lived that life where you partied and carried on and so and so and so. And then you just happened to get into this car accident and now you're here. You had an option. So what did you do with my time that I gave you when you were down on the earth? Oh, keep in mind at the end of the day, as I said before, your time that you live here on the earth is not yours to begin with. It's borrowed time. I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's true. It's borrowed time. So if you pass away and you have not been doing his work, then at the end of the day, you'll find out. And nobody wants to find out. You can have the most hardcore killer on the face of the planet, but when it comes time for execution date, he will call in a preacher because he doesn't know what's waiting for him on the other side, and he doesn't want to be wrong. So he tries to put in his last rites so at least he can have something before he passes over. Some people who believe God doesn't exist. You have hardcore criminals that go out there, murderers, serial killers, and whatever. Very few at their last days will come actually not very few. Most of them on their last days will call in a preacher to come in so they can confess their sins. So at least they will have some kind of hope when they pass over. Because think about it. When you die, that's it. That's it. That's the end of it. There's no coming back, ever. So you do not want to be wrong on that decision. Like my pop used to say all the time, there's no such thing as atheists in the foxhole. They get religion quick because they don't know what's going to happen until they pass over, and they don't want to find out. Nobody wants to find out. Shit, people get religion quick. Be in an airplane, you can have an atheist right next to the airplane. Airplane pop a wing off, and that sucker starts plummeting and tail spinning to the earth. They be on the ground praying because they don't want to know what's going on the other end. Yeah, life is good when you're healthy, but when you're about to die, oh, things change for you real quick. So, as I said before, you're going to be asked, I was giving you an option when you were on the earth. You didn't take that option. As getting back to Crow, I am trying my hardest, Crow. I really am trying my hardest to give you that opportunity. But he's such a sneaky, deceitful human being. And I'm going to give you an example real quick before I leave. When the lawsuit, before we even sent out this order right here on Crow, before we sent this out on him, I gave him an option. I said, look, my man, I really don't want to sue you. I don't want to see your family go through this mess. It's going to be pretty nasty. This is what I'm going to do. I extended an olive branch. I said, I'm going to back away from this lawsuit. And I want for you to mind your own business. You mind your own business. It never even happened. We'll go about our business. That's the end of it. The entire time when I was extending this olive branch to Crow, Crow was making an Instagram account with my house on it, with the logo of my company that was actually tampered with around 13 times, and was actually posting as me, screaming racial slurs, death threats to customers who thought it was me. That's what he was doing. That's why he needs to be sued. Because even when you try to basically extend an olive branch to him, Crow always has a dagger behind his back. So that's why at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but his buddy's going to lose everything he has because he does not want to learn to act like an adult. And when the judge sits there and says, Mr. Bird, how come it took you so long to file a lawsuit against this man? Your Honor, because I was trying to show some kind of leniency toward his family. As you can see, the individual himself does not care about the well-being of his family because he continued on with these actions. But as you can see, I'm trying to basically communicate to let him know that we do not want to sue him. We need him to go away, mind his own business. And he hasn't listened. We even sent him out this document right here telling him that this was going to happen to go away. And he did not listen. And that's why it took me so long. You're done in court. The judge can see that I've tried everything possible to keep it from coming down to this road. And when he sees a substantial amount of evidence of tamperment from our products, of where you can't even back this up, that lawsuit's going to hit you so fast. They might even give me more money on top of that. They may even hit you with even more because of the distance and how long you've been doing it and how many times I've been trying to basically get you to understand how bad this is going to be. They may make you an example in the courtroom and they may hit you with even more money. They might even try to put some jail time in that. So it could go really bad for you. All right, people, let's see. Crow, I'm going to give you an option today. One of a lifetime. Option. One of a lifetime. I do not want to see this. For you, I don't care. If it was just you by yourself, I'd have cleaned your clock a long time ago. But because of your family, I don't think they should be subjected to this at all, period. Because this is your stupidity and the way you're acting. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's see how long he lasts, people. We're going to give you Crow until 4 months. 4 months. And keep in mind, if you decide at any given time after 4 months or whatever, after April to carry on, I can still slap you with a lawsuit. Do you know that? And I'll make sure my attorneys will contact you and let you know what's going on. So you can understand we're not playing with you. I'll make sure your wife gets that first before you get it. So she can understand what you're going to cause to their family if you continue down this road doing dumb stuff. People have to understand. Be careful about doing stuff like this. That's like if I went to McDonald's right now and I say, hey, look, I wonder if I had a Big Mac. I ate this Big Mac. I've been eating it for years and it gave me cancer. Now, I don't have cancer, but just say I made these accusations. Say I went on YouTube to get hits to blow my channel up and I make these false accusations against McDonald's. McDonald's is going to pop their head up with a lawyer and say, hey, Mr. Bird, do you have any proof that that hamburger right there gave you cancer? Because you started these rumors about eating this burger and it did such and such and so. And now we got people concerned about eating this burger. Now, we don't have to be concerned about our sales always continue on. But just say that's what they're going to say. We'll see you in court. Now, usually they won't send you one of these bad boys. Oh, no. They'll just come after you and just move on to court. So I'll go on to court. The judge says, Mr. Bird, do you have any point, doctors, anything saying that this burger is linked, you have cancer, blah, blah, blah. And if I can't back that up, guess what? McDonald's is going to clean my clock like there's no tomorrow. Can't go do stuff and doing stuff like that. Can't. All right, so let's see. We gave him 4 months. We're not going to do anything against this product, so there's no point. The products don't work. They do exactly what I said they did. We're going to put them in the basement where they belong. And that's it. That's where I'm going to stay. I'm going to go back doing my demonstrations on the Phantom. We got the inflatable blow-up screen to do, which I still have to test that out. I should have had that out today, too. I wasted time on that. I should have really had that painted and had it outside. We do have on Facebook, we're doing the wallpaper screen tutorial on how to show people how to build wallpaper screens. A whole setup for under $600 with the projector and sound bar. Ooh, that's going to be nice for gaming. And some other things we're going to be working on too. As for Jamie, we're just going to leave him be in this little area. Let's mind his own business. And if he can go through that 4 months without minding his own business, then we'll see what happens from there. We'll see whether or not we have to file a lawsuit or not. All right. Well, with that being said, that's basically about it. I'm going to get some rest, get up, get me a bowl of cereal, and then start on my wallpaper screen for Facebook. All right. God bless.